Yo, what's up guys? Welcome back to another video. So, did you miss me? If you didn't, that's kind of mean. It's been a little while. It's been like, what? Just almost 2 months, month and a half since I released a video last. And honestly, I shouldn't have let that happen, but it is what it is. So I'm back with another video, guys, and hope you guys enjoyed this one. So, to kick off the new year, this wasn't really planned to start on the new year. I've kind of been grinding in a similar fashion, but I just wanted to push myself even further and do a day 75 hard. Now, it just happens to be that it's the new year. I didn't wait for this special occasion to start this. It's not like I wanted to do this, but I'm like, no, I can't start it until New Year's. But you know what? I've kind of been seeing people do this, and like I said, I've been doing kind of like a variation of it for kind of a while now, and I figured let's make it official and do like a super hard version, or we'll go through and talk about what I'm kind of doing for it, but we'll just do like a harder version and a more like official version of one of these kind of challenges. So welcome to day 75 hard. I'm going to try, like, as you guys can see, it's a bit of a kind of modified, or not a modified, but a work in progress as far as my setup. I'm trying to get the background going, trying to get some things going, messing around with different angles, different lighting, so bear with me. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoy this style of video where I'm just kind of talking. I have a lot of the stuff written down because it's so hard for me to remember everything that I want to say, and I want to be able to get all the information out to you guys because I really do believe that it's beneficial for you. So with that said, I've got this in front of me, so let's talk about this. So basically, I'm modifying the typical day 75 hard and making a challenge for 2025. Goals are not stupid. We're stupid for not following them. And winning is a choice, and I choose to win in 2025. The whole point of this is to focus on your system, not the specific goal. Now, when you focus on your system, you will achieve your goal and even go beyond it. Also, you may achieve a different version of your goal because, like, you can't predict the path that you're going to, like, undergo. You're not going to be able to predict the path the way that you would want it to look spot on. So you're going to achieve different things that you didn't even set out to achieve, and then your process, your system will change into something that you didn't initially want it to become. But as you start to figure out the best way to do things and what you actually want to do, things change quite a bit. Also, the game is to stay in the game. It's not just to complete the 75 hard. No, I don't plan on doing this like forever. But the baseline that I go to after the 75 hard will be a more disciplined baseline than ever before. Why? Because I want to maintain what I gained on 75 hard. I also understand that I can have fluctuations where seasons I'm grinding extra hard, but I always return to a disciplined lifestyle, just not always as hardcore as the 75 hard. And don't let this, get too much in your head, because honestly, it can be quite a, like an overwhelming thing, and you don't want to get overwhelmed such that you don't start. So you want to just make sure you start, keep things simple, and realize that it's a season, yes, where you're going to push yourself a lot harder than you would typically push yourself. But then returning to a new baseline is the goal, because it's not what you gain from 75 hard necessarily after 75 days, but it's what you take with you moving forward. Because if you yo-yo back to where you were before, then yes, you achieve something spectacular, let's say, for a period of time in your life. But if you lose it, then it's kind of like, what's the point? So I really want to improve my spiritual, my mental, and my physical. It's about standing out, becoming a specimen without clothes, just looking like a complete G, super jacked, and then being what I call a GQ with clothes. Honestly, I'm not too fully sure what that actually means, but I think everybody kind of associates GQ with like classy. So maybe I'll replace that and stop saying GQ. So I'll say looking, we'll say classy for now, but I might change that. But looking like a specimen. Increased confidence, embracing pain, able to push myself further than I thought I ever could, becoming more charismatic, increase my wisdom. The list goes on. I have my list of things I want, but there's way more stuff that I'll gain that I can't even predict. How do I know this? Because my system is focused on solid principles that bring out the best in anyone. Through the 75 days, this will compound. And like I said before, I'll keep doing these goals in some capacity, but the compounding effect doesn't stop after 75 hard, it just slows down because you're not going as intense, but you're still moving the needle. Think of it as a huge effort to get to a new level. Then it's way easier to maintain that new level, but you got to grind again to get to the next level. So keep doing the work, then grind hard again to push it quicker. So you're always trying to move the needle by having good habits, but then you're going to push it a little bit further for certain seasons, break through to a new level or get close to breaking through to a new level, go back to your baseline, which you're trying to improve your baseline every time up to a given certain level. Because, like, I mean, what are you going to keep doing 75 hards until like you're working 24 hours a day? Obviously not. So this 75 hard is really to allow me to set time for my goals. It's the belief that small changes create big results, and I'm taking a lot of some of what I'm saying actually from Atomic Habits by James Clear. Really amazing book. If you guys haven't read it, definitely go check it out. You already know that if you keep doing what you're doing, you're going to get the same result. Therefore, and guys, be on the lookout. I got a new camera, a Sony Alpha 6700, and also a wireless mic, so I don't have to worry about, because I kind of am a hand talker and I like to put my hands in different positions, and I don't want to knock this mic, because if I do, it's going to hit these springs and then it's going to be loud for you guys and it's going to kind of irritate your ears. So I don't want to do that. So it makes it very awkward. I want to make sure that I'm not hitting the mic, so I can't wait till I get that wireless mic set up. I've actually made a lot of changes to my setup. But yeah, so you already know that if you keep doing what you're doing, you're going to get the same result. Therefore, if you have your list of changes, then you should produce a different result. The only thing that separates you from your goals is really just consistency. That's hope. You will get there eventually. All right, so you understand my mindset. That's what I basically just covered. Now let's dive into what I'll actually be focusing on in my system or in my process. So again, you want to obsess over the process, set a goal, because a goal gives you a direction. But like I said, your goals change. You don't even know what you don't know. You discover things, and then you have to have obsession over your system, because your system will get you your goal, and it may even get you beyond your goal or a different goal. But the whole point is, if you were to not pay attention to your goal, but you were paid attention to your system, you would achieve your goal anyways. So focus on how to get there as opposed to being there, if that makes sense. All right, so my priorities are to study, because I'm currently getting my master's right now, trying to become a perfusionist. I'm currently an RT, for those of you who know what that is. I want to work on YouTube. I want to become the fittest, confident version of myself. I want to improve my relationships as well as make new ones, amongst many other things. I plan to do this by doing like an 80% work, 20% relax method. If you've been following me, you know I kind of preach that kind of method for a long time. I've been preaching it for a long time now. So it's basically going to work out in my head. This may not be 80%, but it's basically hard work Monday to Friday. If you're like a shift worker, you can modify this over the course of, like a week or 2 weeks and just kind of mold your days into kind of like this. No excuses. You got to try to figure out a way to make it work. And then I pull back slightly on the weekends, and I'm going to do that for 75 days. So I was pretty much doing a Monday to Friday grind mode, and then it's like a Saturday and Sunday half grind. But now I'm going to grind a little bit harder and longer, because in the past I would maybe potentially, do a half day grind for one of those Monday to Friday days and maybe not do like a consistent 5 days. But this time, this is a bit of a season to grind a bit extra, so I want to be a little bit more strict on this. So some days will look different though, because I am commuting pretty far to school. I drive like over 2 hours to get to my campus. It's pretty brutal. So if I'm commuting, if I have appointments, it's going to look a little bit different. So I don't necessarily have to have a routine for like how much I study for the day or how much I work on YouTube. But the whole point is the priorities. If you don't work on it, it never gets better. Time flies. If you don't do something, then you will not progress. It's about consistency. If you start passionate and you go crazy and do a ton, but then you fall off, you could easily go months without making any progress. This is a huge lesson. You need to take the time to improve. It may seem insignificant, but these small actions add up. They need to be easy to do. So it's good to just set a minimum achievable time to work on your goals, but then allow yourself to do more when you can. And again, it's about priorities, not necessarily just bare time, because not every day will look the same. Our routines change, and we need to be able to adapt. So what am I actually doing? Let's take a look. So I want to read, and what I'll do is I'll post my, I'm going to be documenting all the days of the 75 hard. So what kind of my goal is to do is to create a list that you guys will see and just mark an X next to every day, because I'm going to have the date. Mark an X next to if I completed it. And the goal is to complete everything that I want to complete every day. And I also have a slash next to some of the things that I'm not necessarily trying to complete every day, but it's a variation of the thing that's next to it that I'm just tracking how many times I do per day or per the 75 days. So for example, for the first one, I want to read the Bible every single day because I want to gain knowledge. I want to gain wisdom. I want to gain understanding. I want to get closer to God. I think it's really important. I think it really sets the basis for everything that you do. And I also want to try to read a book as much as possible. So I put a slash next to that. So I want to read the Bible every day, but I don't necessarily want to read a book every day. But if I can, I will. So I'm going to do an X that I read the Bible, put a slash, and then I'll put an X or a dash. X meaning I did it, or a check mark, whatever. I'll probably do check marks. And then a dash or an X if I didn't do it. Again, that's not necessarily that I want to read the book every day, but it'd be great if I could. The next one is I want to meditate. And I'm doing this because I want to increase my ability to focus. Next one, no fat. What the way I kind of look at it is no pixelated pleasure of any kind, no self-care. It's never worth it. You know it too. You know it. Next one, calories. I want to do 1,800 calories. I want to look like a specimen. Now, this is really hard because typically when people do day 75 hard, they don't restrict calories. Of course, I'm not doing the 2 workouts per day, as you guys will see later when I finish my list. But I want to look like a specimen at the end of this. And I'll show you guys an update of what I'm starting at as far as physique and weight. I'm going to weigh myself tomorrow on the 2nd. Now, it's the 1st that I'm filming this. I'm going to try to edit it and get it out either on the 1st or on the 2nd. I do want to weigh myself tomorrow because when you're coming off a higher calorie day, yesterday, I find that I weigh a couple to 3 pounds heavier, and it's going to be a false sense of like me thinking that I lost a bunch of weight where I actually didn't because it was just a bunch of extra water weight. So I want to get a more accurate weigh-in tomorrow. So anyways, you guys will see that, the starting weight and the starting physique. So restricted calories, 1,800, no cheat meals, no processed food, no processed sugar. It's going to be intense, but the results will be legendary. I'll allow myself some light additions, though, of mustard and like a sweet and spicy mustard, which is slightly processed. But since it's such a small amount, that's just in addition to my food, that sits okay with me. Like the structure is already hard enough, so I think that is fine for 75 days. The next one is I'm going to try to stretch every day / workout. I just want to track how many workouts I do in that 75 days. Again, I don't want to work out every 75 days, but I do want to stretch every day because I'm trying to fix my bulging disc back injury, which is huge. Is a huge priority. So yeah, I've been struggling with that since the summer. I've been getting better, but I really want to get rid of this pain. And I've known in the past that when I had really severe foot pain, I massaged my feet every day, and now it's a thing of the past. Up until when I was struggling with it, and I would do the massages, come off doing the massages, do the massages, and the pain would go away, come back, go away, come back. I remember I struggled with that for quite a while. The pain was pretty severe. And I was thinking, man, like, am I going to have to suffer with this for the rest of my life? And now I don't have any more foot pain, but I have to keep in mind that I need to use the lacrosse ball every once in a while to massage my foot out so I don't get that pain again. So same thing with this. I really want to push and get rid of this lower back pain so that I can finally live without it. And I can start training in a different way because I've been basically doing a bunch of machine stuff and chest supported stuff because it hurts too much to use my back. So I want to get back to being a little bit more quote unquote normal. Where are we at here? So, and then I want to try to study every single day. And I want to work on YouTube. So the priority here is studying every day, and then YouTube as much as possible. And then I want to do grip training 5 sets minimum every day. As far as the studying time, and now, like I said, Monday to Friday is more of a grind mode. Saturday, Sunday is a lighter mode. I don't necessarily have a set time. I'm going to kind of go over a schedule that I'm going to roughly do. But I don't really have a set time that I'm going to study for. So studying every day could be just like an hour, especially on Saturday and Sunday when I pull back a little bit, and especially when we get deep into the 75 days and I don't really feel like I need to spend a ton of time studying because let's say I'm so far ahead because I've been so consistent, that maybe an hour or two per day is fine. But the whole thing is small wins add up, so you need to be consistent. I was thinking to set a wake time, but since I know that some days I'm legit awake for 17 hours due to commuting and long days at school, I might want to sleep in a bit to like 8 a.m., 9 a.m., so I'm not sleep deprived the next day. Although it's in my interest to wake up early, like at least 6 a.m. on non-commuting days, just like a regular day, because we do online courses for the most part. So it's in my best interest when I'm studying at home to wake up early anyways. Not to mention school days, I'm up 5 a.m. or earlier. So forget the wake up time, but I do plan to focus on work mostly. So it's going to be early to bed, early to rise anyways, hence the day 75 hard. It's a time of grinding really and improving spiritual, mental, and physical. I don't know if I said that previously, but that's the whole goal, to improve the spiritual, mental, and physical. So Monday to Friday, I'm going to try to wake up, early, like 6 a.m. I tend to read and meditate in the morning, or if I get busy commuting, I can do it at the end of the day. So I don't have to get up super early to then have done the reading and the meditation before I commute early in the morning. And then I plan to study for from about 7 a.m. to like 1 p.m. with breaks in between, short breaks in between, then a longer break in between, just kind of whatever. Just basically get as much work done as possible, try to be as efficient as possible. Then I'm going to work out from like 1 to 3, work on YouTube for a couple hours, have dinner, then do a little bit more of either studying or YouTube. The priority is, as you can see from the first thing selected, then the bracket is studying, because I really want to get my master's, but I want to build up my YouTube channel alongside as I'm doing my master's. So some days I may not be able to work on YouTube, but if I can work on YouTube a little bit, I'll still work on it a little bit, because again, small actions add up. The whole thing is working harder than I would typically work, or working just as hard, because I would pretty much do this Monday to Friday schedule anyways, guys, and pretty much grind when I'm in school as well. So I plan to pretty much do that for probably longer, because then eventually after a couple of weeks I might take one of those days off or do like a half day, but the goal is really to keep it more consistent with the Monday to Friday. Obviously, like there's a bit of leeway as far as like how many hours I spend studying, but with all the other things in place that I'm going to try to stretch every day, try to get a workout in most days, grip training, calories, no fat meditation, all that stuff is going to be like such an improvement overall to be that consistent for 75 days. But I'm going to try my best, honestly, to do as much studying and as much work on YouTube as possible. And again, the priorities is the really important thing here. Prioritizing the fact that it's studying over YouTube, but depending on the day, because the days change, because when I'm getting close to like an exam or a quiz, I may not work on YouTube for a couple of days, or I may just work on it for 30 minutes because I don't have a lot of time, but I'm still working a lot on studying for that entire day. But that's fine, because again, the whole point is to work hard and to prioritize. And then as I'm less busy with school, I'm still going to spend a lot of time working, but now that working shifts to YouTube. So you kind of get the idea. Again, Monday to Friday grind, Saturday, Sunday pull back, but still stay working pretty hard. So what do I got here, guys? Like I said before, so some days will look a little bit different, but the priority is to get my studying done. Free time is YouTube, and try to get a workout in. If I can't do YouTube because I have to travel for school, then that's fine. You get the idea. I will work on it when I can. It's about hard work and priorities. This is a great principle to learn. You need to be able to adapt. Not all of your days will look the same. If you can't learn to work with the change, then you will probably just not work at all. And that's what I want to avoid. That's not the way to go. Some work will always beat no work. That's why people say if you can only do 10 minutes of cardio, do 10 minutes of cardio. Don't just try to do 30, and if you can't do 30, don't do any at all. Because at some point, you're going to realize that quite a bit of your days in life are going to be a light working day. So imagine the compounding effect of all of those light days. Now, that's a huge change. Now, imagine if you just decided to do nothing because it wasn't all according to your perfect day. A lot of people make this mistake, especially with dieting. One slip up and they can just binge because they say the day is a wash. They don't realize that the slight increase of calories that they messed up didn't really hurt them, but the binge is the thing that hurt them. All right, so more rules here. So I'm going to try to do no entertainment before. I had 3 p.m. written here, but I think what I'm going to do is till 1 p.m. So no listening to music, no social media unless I'm creating. On my commutes, I listen to audiobooks. That counts as reading as well. Fill up empty space with talking to people or learning or working. Absolutely no ORN, corn, or any kind of self-pleasure. It's actually something that will never be a part of my life ever again, and it shouldn't for yours. I know it's a touchy subject and nobody wants to talk about it, but nowadays it's great that people are talking about it more. But the reality is that it's 0% good for you, and you should be doing it, and you should be avoiding it 100% of the time. I can make a ton of videos on this, and I probably will in the future, because it's something that you need to get rid of completely. Just trust me. It's going to be kind of fun doing the no cheat meals because the lack of processed sugar. I have psoriasis, so I want to see how much my psoriasis is going to improve with this, changing my diet. And just to kind of wrap it up, well, I still got a bit I actually want to talk about, but I'm just kind of scrolling through here. I'm just kind of, I will have that list for you guys to see. I think I'm just going to film it and just throw it up on the screen, or take a picture and just leave it up there for a little while. So go looking for that if you don't see it at some point. But it's going to be the daily documenting chart that I'm going to be talking about, that I'm going to be checking off that I do the actions. And again, the reading the Bible, I want to do every single day. The book, not every day, but I'm going to track how often I do it. That count. Audiobooks count. I want to meditate every day, no FAP every day, calories 1800 every day, stretch every day, track my workouts, study every day, work on YouTube as much as I can, so track it, and grip train 5 sets minimum every day. So pretty ambitious goals. Let's go through what I'm kind of talking about here. So when I'm done, there's some stuff that I'm going to keep doing 100%, but a lot of the things I'll just be like less intense on. I like the idea of working hard Monday to Friday because that's just my schedule, but maybe not the whole day like how I'm doing, or maybe not like a full 5 days. So maybe some weeks I'll do the 5 days Monday to Friday, but then other weeks I'll do Monday to Thursday, half day Friday, half day Saturday, half day Sunday, whatever. Just be less strict about it. Basically, I want to keep the mentality that small actions add up. So it's really about doing the most important things, prioritizing, and doing that consistently. That really changes our lives. Then, like I said previously, you can enter these grind sessions. Maybe it's 30 days, or maybe you flip the switch every other week. You get the idea. Maybe you flip the switch some days, and some days you can grind extra, but the other days you're still going to work, but you're not going to work a ton of the day. But you still work because you know that all of the work counts. It all adds up. And then sometimes you need to unwind, guys. Like there will be periods of time when you don't want to work. You just put it all away. You don't do any work for a day. And even though you could do 10 minutes, you just don't do any at all, because eventually you do need to unplug and unwind. So just keep that in mind. But what am I saying here? You want to try to move the needle as much as possible, but then decide when you really want to move it. Like, I'm really trying to move the needle here, trying to really improve spiritual, mental, physical. So that's why I'm grinding pretty hard for this next 75 days. I like the idea of building discipline. I'm looking forward to this challenge. I like the idea of life going in seasons. This happens to be the season that I really want to push, so I'm doing it. Sometimes you got to work harder in the beginning rather than once something is established. You got to break through to that new level. If that's true, then this 75 days will be super beneficial. It's going to change my life forever. So why not do it? I'm doing it. Let's do it. So I'm going to try to update you guys with shorts, do some long form content. I really want my best life. I want my best version of myself. If it's my choice, then I choose to do it. And then guess what? It is my choice, and I do choose to do it. I don't need motivation. I need discipline. Motivation is great to have, but it comes and goes. But when it comes down to it, it doesn't matter how good or bad you feel. It just matters that you did it. That's literally all that matters. The greatest form of self-love is discipline, guys. Discipline creates freedom. It doesn't make you a slave. If anything, it frees you like never before. I do it because I said I would. I know I need to do it. It's really not about my feelings. It's about the work. It's about the actions. You want to have fun on this journey, embrace the pain and suffering, discover how much you can push. If you don't put yourself in these tough situations, then you won't find out if you're tough. So if you're asking to be tougher or more patient, you need a situation to demonstrate toughness and patience to become more tough and more patient. So you're tested. Like, in order to get better at something, you're tested. You test metals to purify them. You put them through the fire. So that analogy is true in life. Like, if you pray to God for increasing your patience, he's going to give you situations where you have to demonstrate patience. And once you demonstrate patience, that's what it feels like to be patient. And now you've just exhibited patience. And if you do that enough times, it becomes automatic. And now you're a patient person. Without situations to develop patience, how would you become patient? How would you know what it feels like to be patient if you don't practice the actions that so-called patience would reflect? So not lashing out when it seems like somebody's doing something wrong to you, even though you're not doing something wrong to them. To know what that feels like and to do that is being a patient person. Have fun on this journey, embrace the pain and suffering, discover how much you can push. If you don't put yourself in these tough situations, you won't find out if you're tough. Sorry, I just reread what I just said, but you know what? It's probably good that I reread it. So enjoy the season, the 75 days where you just work so hard and you push yourself way beyond the normal person, and enjoy what it feels like to be that person. You don't know what it's going to feel like. I have no idea, but I know it's going to be tough. It's going to have ups and downs. Enjoy every moment. You're going to look back and be so proud. The rewarding feeling you get after this will be incredible. Also, you won't even remember the difficult times. It just becomes a distant memory, and you're just glad you stuck with it. Now, this is a very important concept that I learned recently, and if you think about it, this is why it's important not to give up. But you will know that if needed, there's a side of you that can push past the greatest discomfort that you can imagine. You know you have it in you if it needs to come out. Now, you want to make something that pushes you, but it has to be achievable. So the more you improve, the more you can handle. So start small. Like, I'm not going to say that I have to work out 6 times a day. Like nothing like super, super crazy. And like I said, I'm not going to say like I have to work 10 hours a day. The thing is, my focus is to work. So it depends on the day. I'm going to be working. If I'm not working on studying or YouTube, maybe I'm cleaning the house, but I'm doing something productive, and that's the whole goal. More so a heavy push Monday to Friday, and then Saturday, Sunday is time for like building relationships, which I don't want to just build a business. I don't want to just get good at school. I also want to build a relationship, build social skills, have people around me that care about me and that I care about, and nurturing those relationships, because that's really important too. You need relationships in life. You need to connect with other people. It's not just about going silent and then disappearing and just working on one thing. As much as you can do that, and I am focusing on that Monday to Friday, you need connection with people in your life. You need relationships. So why not build on those relationships? Because they do take work. Social skills, the word is social skill, or the 2 words. It's a skill. You have to work on it. So that's important too. And that's included in here because you want to be a well-rounded individual. So I'm almost done here, guys. So basically, I'm just trying to say, I'm going to make a separate video on this, but on this grind, I'm also going to be trying to see if I can push my natural testosterone to the highest levels possible. I'm hoping to do a test at the end of this. I'm not going to test before, but I'm going to test at the end of it just to figure out like where I'm at. And I'm going to assume that that's probably the highest it's ever been because of what I'm doing. And then once I kind of like reestablish a baseline, I'll probably retest in a couple of months, and then I'll grind again for like a heavy duty, 30 days or something. And then retest again and see if potentially it raises again, or see if like these increases in going a little bit harder on some of these supplements that I'll go through actually makes a difference. So all the previous positive habits, like early to bed, early to rise, healthy eating, getting your body fat down to a healthy, my goal is like around 8%, 9%, 10%, something like that. All these positive habits are going to increase your testosterone to a pretty high level naturally. And then also I'm going to do excellent supplementation of things that can increase my testosterone. So I'm going to show you guys a video of everything that I'm taking, but essentially it's going to be a multivitamin, 1 pill, fish oil, 1 pill, vitamin D, 2 pills because it's 5,000 IUs, calcium and magnesium, 1 pill, zinc, 1 pill, boron, 1 pill, Tonkat Ali. It's new to me. I'm going to start with 1 pill, see if I feel okay. Eventually, I might move to 2 pills after, I don't know, like a month or something like that. And if I feel okay, I'll finish with 2 pills. Creatine, I don't like using the powder, so I just do the pills. It's ending up going to be 3 grams per pill, 2 pills, so 6 grams of creatine. Otherwise, I'd probably take 5 grams, but 6 grams is fine. And vitamin C, about 2 pills. Sometimes I take a little bit more because it kind of like alleviates a bit of a like a sweet tooth that I have because it's nice and fruity. It's a bit tangy. Sometimes I eat it just because I'm hungry. That's just something to give me like a flavor in my mouth. So yeah, so the extra testosterone is going to help me have drive to achieve what I want and give me the energy to do it. It will also allow my entire physique to look better. Then we will pull back a bit after the 75 days and do some sort of less intense baseline maintenance. Then who knows when the next 75 hard will be, or 30 hard, or 50 hard. And the whole point is a less intense baseline maintenance, but something that is more disciplined than what I started with, because I want to get spectacular gains from 75 hard, but I want to keep a lot of my gains from 75 hard. Therefore, I need to do something close to what I'm doing. Hence why you want to pick something hard, but not unachievable, because you want to do something close to it once you're done. At some point, guys, it's going to get so difficult, but I have to, and you have to overcome. The thing is, you're not waiting for it to necessarily get easy, because eventually it will become painful for everybody, and then you got to embrace the pain. Champions feel the same difficulty, and even more because they push even further, but they just don't give up. So it's not that they don't feel the difficulty. They feel exactly what you're feeling, and they don't give up. And then they push even further than you, and then they don't give up again. So they feel what you feel. Dang, am I scared for this, honestly, guys. But I'm gonna take update picks for sure at the beginning, like I was saying, along with the weight. I'll give the weight on the 2nd. I didn't want to weigh myself again because I had high calories on the 31st, or higher calories. So the January 1st weigh-in will be kind of falsely high. And then of course I'm gonna do the update picture at the end and the weight, and then probably throughout updates I'll give you guys updates on the physique, but it's more so the updates will be like mentally how I'm feeling, how things are going, have I actually done what I said I would do, kind of thing. I'm gonna honestly share what I'm feeling during this challenge. Stay tuned for what happens. I'm actually kind of scared making this video because I'm not actually sure that I can do this, but I am committed. I'm worried that it's out there. It's going to be on the internet, and now I can't go back because I said I would do this. I'll be truthful 100% about what happens, but I will make it. Honestly, I will make it, because you know what? I guess I'm not really scared that I won't make it. I'm just worried about how difficult it will become, and I'm worried about what it's going to feel like, because I know it's going to be difficult, and I don't know what necessarily that difficulty is going to feel like, but I'm kind of worried about what it's going to feel like. But in reality, guys, it's super simple. Like, I got the plan. I just have to do it. And some of the things as simple as not doing certain things is a part of the plan. So whether it's doing an action or avoiding an action, it's as simple as I need to do what's on the plan, and there's nothing to it but to do it. So yeah, guys, I'm going to try to get this video up, I think likely on the 2nd. But just know that I started on the 1st. I'll be done, I believe, March 16th. Let me double check here. March 16th. And, hopefully this kind of makes sense. Like I said, there's some actions that I'm aiming for every day. I think what I'll do is I'll star the action that I want to do every day. And the other stuff, I'm interested in just tracking how much I do it in the 75 days. And yeah, it's to improve myself, become more well-rounded. And I'm honestly looking forward to this. With the studying the YouTube, like I said before, there's no set hours, so it's really just about showing up. My goal is to spend a lot of the day, Monday to Friday, studying and working on YouTube. But even if I don't, I'm still going to work on it, and I'm still going to be productive and do the other things that I need to do, and then still stick to my no entertainment before 1 o'clock, and only if it's with somebody. All the other content that I consume is going to be educational. So that gives me room days that I don't want to study as much because I can't. Instead of being inefficient, I'll just try to learn like another skill. So I'll consume something educational on YouTube. But I'm really like, it's a bit of a gray area with the study on YouTube, because technically if I study for 30 minutes, then that's fine. But like I said, I'm trying to stick to the skeleton program of Monday to Friday being that 7 to 1 o'clock, like a good chunk of the day studying, and then like a good couple of the few hours working on YouTube. But again, even if I don't, I'm going to try to stick to showing up, right? And then all my other stuff that I said here is a must. And yeah, I'm super excited, guys. I hope you guys join me for this journey. And yeah, man, I encourage you to do some version of this on your own. Just pick a few things that you want to, depending on where you are in life and what kind of consistency you already have, you want to improve. You can even pick to just improve your physical, but I would suggest picking something to improve your spiritual, mental, and physical, because you want to improve, yes, your body, yes, your mind, yes, your career to make more money and to get into a better place or just become better at your career. And then you also want to nurture relationships, and you want to just have a better and tougher mindset. So it's better if you pick something that can improve all these different areas of your life. And like I said, it's something that is going to be more intense than you would typically do, but you want to maintain some close level to it once you're done for most of your life. And then you can have your vacation when you have your vacation. So that's it. I really want to push, really want to get better. If it's true that small actions add up and it makes your life so much better, then if I do this, my life should be in quite a different place in 75 days. And I guess we'll see. So I'll see you guys in an update video. Take care.